In the heart of the boundless ocean, where the sun's rays dance on the water's surface, lived a mermaid named Coralia. But Coralia wasn't just any mermaid. She had a special gift. The creatures of the sea, from the smallest seahorse to the grandest whale, saw her as a friend, a guardian. Her days were spent not just exploring coral castles or singing with dolphins, but tending to the ocean's most misunderstood and magnificent inhabitant. One morning, as the currents hummed a gentle tune, Coralia heard a distressed call. Following the sound, she found a young orca calf, tangled in a ghost net, a cruel remnant of human carelessness. The calf's mother circled anxiously, her powerful clicks echoing a plea for help. Other merfolk might have been wary of the immense matriarch, but Coralia swam forward with courage and compassion. She looked into the mother orca's eyes, a silent promise passing between them. With nimble fingers and a sharp shell knife, she began the delicate work of cutting the calf free. The thick ropes were stubborn, but Coralia was patient. She whispered soothing words to the frightened calf, assuring it that everything would be all right. Finally, with a last, careful slice, the net fell away. The calf swam straight to its mother, and the entire pod circled Coralia, a symphony of grateful clicks and whistles filling the water. They recognized her as a protector, a true friend to their kind. From that day on, the Orcas would often guide Coralia through the ocean's secret passages, sharing their ancient wisdom with her. Coralia's work didn't stop with the Orcas. She knew that another creature was often feared and misunderstood, the shark. In a remote, rocky canyon known as Shadow Trench, she discovered a group of sharks with strange, glowing lesions on their skin. The water here felt heavy and sick. Coralia realized that discarded, glowing chemical barrels were poisoning their home. The sharks, usually solitary and proud, were lethargic and weak. She couldn't move the heavy barrels alone. So, she sought help from her orca friends. With their combined strength, they pushed and rolled the barrels into a deep, sealed underwater cave where their toxins could no longer harm the surrounding environment. Coralia then gathered rare, luminescent algae known for their healing properties. She gently rubbed the algae onto the shark's skin, soothing their sores. The great predators, who so many feared, allowed her to help them. They showed no aggression, only a quiet understanding. In the weeks that followed, their glowing wounds faded and their strength returned. The sharks of Shadow Trench became Coralia's silent sentinels, forever watching over her corner of the ocean. Her journey then led her to the sun-drenched shallows near the Turtle Archipelago. Here, the wise old sea turtles came to nest, but Coralia noticed fewer and fewer hatchlings making it to the sea. The beaches were littered with plastic debris, confusing the baby turtles and trapping them on their perilous first journey. Her heart ached for them. She spent days cleaning the beaches, gathering the plastic into large woven seaweed bags. But the problem was too big for one mermaid. She needed to inspire others. Coralia organized the first-ever ocean cleanup festival. She invited merfolk, dolphins, and even the now healthy sharks and orcas. Together, they worked. But more importantly, they created a spectacle. They built sculptures from the collected plastic, transforming ugly waste into beautiful, haunting art that told the story of the ocean's plight. They created a massive mosaic of a crying turtle, a powerful message for any passing ships. News of their festival spread through the currents. Merfolk from distant kingdoms came to learn, bringing her methods back to their own homes. The turtles returned to cleaner beaches, and soon, thousands of tiny hatchlings were safely scuttling into the welcoming waves, their path cleared by a community that cared. One day, while patrolling the far reaches of her domain, Coralia came across an astonishing sight, a majestic blue whale. The largest creature on Earth was trapped, its massive fluke caught in the anchor line of an abandoned ship. The whale was exhausted, its soulful song a low, mournful groan. This was a challenge greater than any she had faced. The anchor chain was thick iron, far too strong for her shell knife. The whale's sheer size was intimidating. But Coralia remembered the lessons she had learned: courage, community, and ingenuity. She raced back to the Orcas, explaining the situation. They understood the gravity of it immediately. Then, she visited the sharks, whose powerful jaws and sharp teeth might be able to weaken the chain. Finally, she gathered the strongest mare warriors from her kingdom. The rescue was a coordinated masterpiece of interspecies cooperation. The Orcas used their incredible intelligence and strength to create powerful currents, trying to shift the ship and loosen the anchor. The sharks, guided by Coralia, worked in teams, biting and gnawing at the thickest parts of the chain, creating weak points. The merfolk used their tools and leverage, pulling and straining against the rusted iron. It was a long, arduous struggle. The sun began to set, casting long shadows across the ocean floor. Just as their energy began to wane, with a final, mighty heave from the merfolk and a coordinated push from the Orcas, the chain snapped. The blue whale was free. It let out a call so deep and powerful it vibrated through Coralia's entire being. It was a song of pure, unadulterated gratitude. The whale then dipped its head, allowing Coralia to touch its immense, barnacle-studded skin. It was a moment of connection that transcended species, a testament to the profound bond she had forged. Coralia's legend grew. She became known not as a princess or a queen, but as Coralia, the ocean's caretaker. She had shown that true power wasn't in ruling, but in serving. She proved that even the most feared creatures had a right to live in peace, and that every single being had a role to play in protecting their shared home. Her story rippled through the seas, a timeless tale of a single mermaid who, through her compassion and courage, united orcas, sharks, turtles, and all the creatures of the deep. She taught them and us that the ocean's heart beats in every living thing, and it is our collective duty to care for it. The challenges never truly ended. There were always new nets to clear, new pollutants to fight, new dangers on the horizon, but Coralia was never alone again. Her alliance of orcas, sharks, turtles, and merfolk stood ready. They were a family, bound not by blood, but by a shared love for the blue world they called home. And Coralia, their steadfast guardian, would forever swim at the heart of it all, a beacon of hope in the endless, beautiful sea. Her legacy was not in castles or treasures, but in the thriving reefs, the safe passage of whales, the clear nesting beaches, and the grateful songs of the creatures she had sworn to protect. Thank you for watching. If you were inspired by Coralia's story, please like, subscribe, and share to spread the message of ocean conservation.